Hi everyone, and welcome to your pre-recorded video for our Touch Base Thursday for March 2nd. I apologize that I forgot to mention to all of you that I would not be able to be live with you this week. It is my biggest fundraiser of the year that I do, my Creative Escape for Cystic Fibrosis, and so tonight is getting ready for that and packing and all that good stuff so I can get set up for that. But I didn't want to not inspire you this week, so I have done a pre-recorded video for you showcasing actually one of my optional classes that I am going to be offering at my event. Now, I will have a handful of these kits left over. A little bit of history for any of you that might be watching this and not knowing. This is my 10th year doing my Creative Escape for Cystic Fibrosis. All proceeds go to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and it is in memory of one of my friend's sons who passed away waiting for a lung transplant of cystic fibrosis. And it has been an event near and dear to my heart. And I'm just praying for good weather and praying that I debated if I should continue with it or whatever. I am continuing with it. Everyone can make their best decisions on whether or not they want to come. We're supposed to get some snow on Friday from like 4 in the afternoon till like midnight, and then Saturday is supposed to warm up and probably all melt. So anyway, but I've heard feedback from so many of you that you were hoping I would still do it, and so I am, but I respect everyone's decision on that. However, this is one of the optional classes that I'm going to be offering, and we always prepare a couple extra kits of each of them. I will tell you though that if you also are interested in putting in an online order, our online exclusives are now live, and so you can look at those. There's some awesome bundles out there. Again, this still says January. It's fine. I had not created this is actually the host code for February. I just forgot to update that. So here, I'm going to update it the old-fashioned way. How's this? I have not closed out my February host code yet, so this is still the host code for now. I'll be creating a new one over the weekend for March. I just haven't gotten to it as I'm getting ready for my big event. I've got about 50 people attending in person. A handful of you bought the retreat to go, so thank you so much. So this is one of the optional classes. I think this might be my all occasion one, and I decided to showcase and share with you how you can mix and match products to create cards. So I don't know if many of you remember, but we had this Framed Florets stamp set that came out a while ago, and it came out with some coordinating designer series paper and some coordinating gems and all kinds of different products that came with it. And I loved all of the sentiments in here, and I loved these awesome stamped images. However, that paper is no longer able to be purchased or able to be gotten, and so I chose to pair it with some different designer series paper and some different products from our current mini catalog. So I encourage you guys to think outside of the box. You don't have to kind of keep all of the products together in one suite. You can mix and match those. You can do whatever you want with those. But it's actually quite cool how you can mix and match on those things. So before we get into that, I am still going to be, and if you do the order on the host code, you will receive 3 of the cards that I'm creating tonight sent to you for free, or you can purchase this class. I think the class, it's 4 cards. You make 2 of each one. It includes the product that I'm going to be using. It includes the ribbon, and it also includes these awesome sequined, adhesive-backed sequins, and I think the class is like 48 or something like that. I'll have to look at it and see for sure, but if you're interested in supporting or interested in seeing all 3 of my optional classes for my cystic fibrosis event, let me know. I know that we've got a handful, I might maybe say 2 or 3 of each one left, okay? All right, so anyway, this is the stamp set that I'm going to be using today. And I'm recording this earlier in the day, so it's actually 10 a.m. here this morning, and I would normally be live with you all tonight, so this is different for me to do it this way. I am still going to be giving away my prizes for sharing my video. So I had 2 prizes from last week. I had the metallic woven ribbon, that is the Sweet Sorbet, and the iridescent pearls. And let me see who my magic winners are. The winners of the iridescent pearls is Shireen Gross. So congratulations to Shireen. And the winner of the bolt of ribbon is Marilyn Squirker. So congratulations to Marilyn and to Shireen, ladies, congrats. Up for grabs for next week. I have 2 products, iridescent rhinestones and the texture elements. Now your sharing for this week is going to have to be done a little bit differently. Your sharing this week is going to have to be one of 2 ways. Comment on my YouTube video, or when this posts on Facebook, there should be an option for you to share it on your page. You could also share it on your page as well. And then just make sure that you, I should be able to see those shares, or you can just send me a quick message and let me know that you've shared. But those are the 2 ways in which you will get in the drawing to receive these products next week. Okay, so who's ready to see what I all used? Ding, ding, I am. So weird not seeing live comments though, you guys. Okay, so the paper that I chose to use to coordinate, let me grab I took pieces out, but I didn't make a mental note of the names of the paper. So I chose to pair it with a Delicate Deserts Designer Series paper. And you're gonna see me, I have some of these pulled out so you can see them all. And the Dry Brushed Metallic paper as well. They kind of go together. So I have some of them pulled out. Now there is a different stamp set and dies that go with this bundle, but I chose to use this paper with the Framed Florets stamp set. So you're gonna kind of see a little bit of a different twist on it, but I think it turned out phenomenal. I love this piece right here. And then there's this one, and there's one of them I don't think I had because I'd used all of it. But you can see that they're more like a desert color. With the Cajun and the soft succulent and the pale papaya in there. And on the opposite side, you bring in some grays and then some more soft succulents. I gotta say, this wasn't my favorite paper when I first saw it, but I really think that how I paired it together, it turned out pretty awesome. This is that dry, or the dry metallic, I think it's called dry metallic. Yeah, a dry brushed metallic. This is 12 by 12. This is the 2 different colors. You can kind of see, I'm just bringing in little strips, but you can kind of see the different colors. So you have it in the, oh, what colors are these? What are they calling them? Cajun Craze, Petal Pink, and Soft Succulent. So you can see here, you got all 3 of those kind of colors shimmering through on that. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, the product I used. So the product I used is the Pale Papaya ribbon from our annual catalog, and I paired it with the gold faceted adhesive backed sequins that are in our mini catalog. And this is actually the pack that I used. So if you purchase the class, you get a whole bolt of ribbon, you get a whole package of the sequins. And I use 2 different sets of blends. Again, when I use blends in my classes, I know I've mentioned this before, I try to keep the amount that I use to a minimum. I literally used the light and dark soft succulent and the light and dark Calypso Coral. That is all I used on my cards for tonight. And wait till you see the variation and the different look that I got from that. Okay, so the first card that we are going to work on together is this one right here. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I did use an embossing folder from our annual catalog. It's one of the I think it's the Wildflower embossing folder because it paired nicely with the flowers in the Framed Florets. So again, I'm using the Framed Florets stamp set. All of my stamping done with the 1 stamp set. And so for this card, I used the soft succulent for my card base, and I'm just going to fold that in half. And then I have a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of that Cajun Craze embossed with that Wildflower embossing folder. And then I cut 2 pieces of Designer Series paper, 4 by 3, and did the little crisscross thing that I do sometimes. So I'm just going to adhere that down in the middle here like this, and have this go crisscross like that. And then this went down onto my paper, and then I wrapped some of that ribbon around it. So let's get this adhered down. Sometimes I hate that card base in my way. And for this one, I kind of tried to make the soft succulent one be the one that was like straight and lined up, and let the other one be the one that goes off at an angle, okay? And then I brought in that Pale Papaya ribbon, and I'm just gonna put some ribbon right around here like this. And I'm just going to cut that and add a little bit of adhesive. My scissor sharpening guy that I was going to have come for my event is actually out sick. His wife and him and his father-in-law who lives with him, they all have the crud. So he's not able to come, and I was so looking forward to getting all my scissors sharpened, but that's okay. It happens. I'd rather them stay home, take care of themselves, get feeling better, all that good stuff. All right, and so I'm just going to adhere this down to my, so again, you can see here how I pulled from the color of the designer series paper here for my card base. Little tip and trick. I like to kind of teach you guys how I do that a little bit. As I say, teach you my ways, right? All right, so here I have, and I use circles. Now, I'm here to tell you that circle punches are back on the online exclusives. We have a 2-inch circle punch and a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. So if you need circle punches, again, if yours are worn out like mine are, I am so ecstatic that we can now go back to using some circle punches. As you guys know, I use a ton of circles. Circles are just one of those that go so nicely with so many of our stamped images. As I'm sipping on my morning cup of coffee, as I'm doing my video with all of you. So all I did on this, I paired it with Very Vanilla for a more rich look because of the earth tone colors of the papers and things that I've used. And then I'm not going to actually take the time, I don't think anyway, to do all of the coloring because you can see my beautiful sample right there. But you can see, I'm gonna bring that up in the camera so you can see pretty close up the different variation you get just by, literally, just by using the light and the dark blends. So I colored the entire flower with my light blend of the Calypso Coral, went back on top in some of those lined areas with the dark, and then the leaves here, I just colored them all. It's easy for me to color all in with one color, so I colored them all in with the light, and then I went back in some of them with the dark, every other little vein of the leaf, and colored it with the dark to give you that beautiful variated look. Can you guys tell how beautiful that is? Just with 2 sets of blends. That's it. Now, if you wanted to, if you didn't like how dark the centers are there, you wouldn't have to, first of all, color that, or you can go on top of that with a color lifter and just kind of blend that a little bit to get it a little bit more muted. I liked it that way though. Okay, I then used the sentiment, just a little reminder that you are loved. I think we all could use those reminders sometimes, and a card just because is perfect for that. So I stamped that on a 1/2 inch strip of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to adhere that with a couple of dimensionals here, and there you go. The final thing I did, can you get that coloring? That coloring just brings this to life. If you don't have blends yet, you've got to start investing in some blends. The final thing I did was just added a few little rhinestones to the, or these, not rhinestones, these sequins to the mix. And there you have a beautiful card using a mixture of different products. Now, these sequins are part of the Desert Suite in the catalog, but the ribbon that I paired it with is not. This ribbon is, there is some velvet ribbon that's Pale Papaya that goes with this product suite, but it was just a little too heavy for my projects and how I wanted to use it. So I went back to the annual catalog and pulled in this woven one, and I think it works perfectly. All right, so there is my first card completed for you. The next card that I'm going to do is, let's see here. Oh, this one right here. Here we go. Again, look at how gorgeous. Using this one, I pulled in some of the petal pink. But again, I did not color the flowers with petal pink. I colored them in with, I'll put that in the middle for right now. I colored them in with, it's a little bit different way of doing my video for you. So I'm used to being able to see it, and I'm kind of going off of being able to look on top of my video this time. So anyway, let's put this one together. And I don't really have a whole lot in the way of announcements for you all. All of my February classes have closed. March classes will be opening, but I'm going to be honest, I have not even had a chance to send them to Delaney to get opened yet, because I've been so busy getting all of the details together for my cystic fibrosis event this weekend. So while I'm there, I'm planning on doing some computer work and getting those sent to her so that she can get those out over the weekend. She's really fast when I do that. Registration is open for my online fun party, also known as my online bingo. We have a lot of fun with that. That event is March 15th, so bingo kits will be going out next week. So all of my regulars, if you haven't registered yet, please do. Time has gotten away on me on that one too, so I will be reminding a handful of you about it as well. So okay, so this is just my normal where I use 2 different patterns of designer series paper. They are cut 2 1/2 by 3 3/4, and then sometimes I put ribbon across here, but I didn't want the ribbon there because it's a sheer ribbon, so I'm pulling in that dry embossed, or that, what is it called, the dry brushed paper that was 12 by 12, and I cut that at a 3/4 inch strip to put behind there. Look at how it just makes it sparkle just a little bit. Okay, so we're now ready to adhere this down to my card base. I used the same stamped image on this one, so you're going to see here. And what I did is I just kind of measured how big the stamped image was. This, I believe, is 2 by 2, so it's 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Pulling in the matte, the same color that I used behind here on this. And then I colored this identical. It is the exact same coloring that I used for all of the other stuff. I also announced, I should mention, on my Facebook page, I did, and I mentioned it I think last week on my Facebook Live, that I did indeed make my goal of my 600,000 career to date sales. So I want to thank all of you so very much who have helped me get there through the years. Anybody who helped me during my little promotion, little goodie bags have gone in the mail to you. If I'm seeing a few of you, I'm seeing this weekend or in the next little bit. So I kept them to give to you personally so that you can get a personal thank you and a personal hug from me. I have that crooked and I don't like it. But otherwise, they went in the mail to all of you, so you should be getting them soon. Sorry, that's crooked and I don't like it. Crooked. All right, there we go. That's better. But yeah, I did reach that goal, and I just want to thank everyone, and any of you, though, that have ordered from me through the last 12 years as I've reached that goal. I appreciate it. I know that you can, there's many different demonstrators out there. I appreciate you picking me to be one of them that you support. So thank you, thank you. Then I have on the bottom of here the "so lucky to call you friend" sentiment. So I'm going to cut that off here. And then I did the little ziggy-zaggy ribbon down here because I didn't want to put ribbon across the middle there. So I took this ribbon and I did a real little ziggy-zaggy thing. You guys know that's my new thing too. When I want to use ribbon and I don't have a good way to make a bow or whatever, I do these little ziggy-zaggy things. So you can see here it's quite little, right? Not going to be very big, but you don't want it very big. And then you kind of want to fold those down. They'll eventually give you a good, this one's been in a clear bag. After I make my cards, I put them in clear bags. So it's had time to calm down and settle a little bit. So it will as well. And then "so lucky to call you my friend" is going to go right down here on the bottom. And that's going to go on with a couple of dimensionals. So I'm just going to put those on here like that. And so after I'm done with my video for you all here today, I have a quick little doctor's appointment I need to get to, just a regular doctor's appointment. And then I need to finish packing for my event. And I haven't even finished doing all of that stuff yet. So it's going to be a crazy busy day. So hopefully you guys will be thinking of me when you're watching this when I release it at 7 o'clock tonight. And knowing that I'm a busy little beaver with all kinds of fun, awesome stuff going on. All right. Final thing is those beautiful sequins. And I'm just going to put a couple up here at the top. Yep, that one's sticking to my fingernail. There we go. And voila. Oh, and I put one down there too, but I'm not going to do that for right now. And again, colored in. Look how that coloring just pops. So pretty. Okay, so that is card number 2. My next card for you is, I love this one. So I wanted to focus in on that beautiful sentiment in the stamp set that is "thank you with all my heart," because so many times I think that's a beautiful sentiment when someone's gone above and beyond, out of their way for you, and you just want to give them a card that lets them know how much you really appreciated it. I love that sentiment. But I was struggling using it with my cards. So this is what I've come up with, and I have to tell you, I actually love it. So I used the soft succulent, and I can't fold straight. So let me try that over again. There we go. Okay. And then I used a piece of Very Vanilla. This is on 5 1/4 by 4. And I stamped some of those single flowers. So now we're going to be using these 2 images right here. Okay. So I stamped those at the top and at the bottom. And then I have a piece of that beautiful paper. This is the other color of it. And this one is cut, I believe, 1 1/4. And this is cut 1 1/2. Just going to glue those 2 together. I'm pulling in that Calypso Coral so that I could color those flowers that pretty color as well. So all of my flowers in today's projects are colored using those exact same 2 colors because it pulls in all of these products together. So I'm just going to adhere those 2 together. And then these 2 are going to get adhered down to the edge of my mat here, or my layer. And then I took a ribbon and added ribbon right alongside of that as well. So I'm just going to put my ribbon right in here like this. And going to do a little adhesive at the top here and at the bottom. And wrap this around right close to that piece of Calypso or Cajun Craze. I keep saying Calypso Coral. The cardstock, I'm sorry you guys, the cardstock on this is Cajun Craze and Petal Pink. But the Cajun Craze blends were a little too dark, so I used the Calypso Coral blends, okay? But again, look how closely they pair together so nicely. Then in advance, I've stamped the thank you with all my heart with those circle punches, layering it together with the circle punch behind it. These I may have actually used the layering circles for, because I think these might be a little bit bigger. Put that on with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to put this on here like this. Colored in those flowers, so again following the exact same kind of scheme that I followed before. And then added in some sequins to that, and voila, beautiful card. Okay, so I am going to make a liar out of myself, I do believe, because I did use, on my last card with you, I did use one more set of blends. I used the Petal Pink. I used the Petal Pink for these 2 flowers right here. Otherwise, I used the same ones, the same green, the same, but I did, on these 2 flowers, I just noticed that I did use the Petal Pink. Okay, so for this card, I chose to use the Calypso Coral actually on this one. And I don't know, I just wanted to, I guess, maybe mute that down a little bit because I was using this paper and I thought it was just a little too dark on the Cajun. So this is that piece of paper that I told you guys I really, really liked. This is cut 5 by 3 3/4. So it's going to give me a little bit bigger border around the outer edge of my card. I then have a piece of a designer paper that is cut 5 1/2 by, I believe it's 1. And I'm just going to banner cut the ends of this. So I'm just going to cut up the middle and then go from the corner to the corner, kind of peek that out. And that's how I kind of get mine nice and straight. On this side the same way. And then I'm just going to kind of eyeball to the corner to the center where I've cut that. And then I'm going to adhere this down to the middle. And I didn't cut it or glue it all the way. I'm just kind of putting that glue in the middle. I'm going to layer it on here and stick her down. There we go. Then I have a piece of, I believe this is 4, it might be a little bit smaller than 4 by 3, but it's a piece of that soft succulent cardstock. Now soft succulent is one of our in colors that is leaving us unless Stampin' Up decides to keep it around. So we did find out yesterday, I think we were all hoping to find out a little bit more, but Stampin' Up did announce yesterday that they are indeed doing a pretty significant color refresh and that we as demonstrators will know more about it on March 29th. That is also the day that we get to see the annual catalog online, the new annual catalog. So as I'm able to share that information with you all, I will. I think we were all actually hoping to get that information yesterday. So we were all a little let down, I think. But it's okay. We will get the information as soon as out to all of you as soon as we get it. And for right now, I said, let's just enjoy the beautiful colors that we do have and keep creating beautiful projects together, right? Okay. This one I did, again, that little ribbon trick with my zig-zaggedy ribbon. So I need to cut this at an angle. I think it's important that you have those starting points at an angle. So anyway, a little bit of an update about my girlies. So Natalie is on spring break at CMU next week. And her boyfriend is surprising her on Monday and taking her on a fun day trip over to Frankenmuth. She's been wanting to go to Frankenmuth and eat at the Bavarian Inn and go to Bronner's. Bronner's is one of the biggest Christmas stores ever. Even though it's not Christmas time, it's a good time to go because it's not going to be as busy. And just go through some shops over there. And so he is surprising her and doing that. I think she thinks that he is going home and not coming back until after he's done with spring break. His family's going on a little skiing trip, but he's going to be surprising her and coming back for Sunday night and then taking her to Frankenmuth for the day. So she's going to be so ecstatic and so surprised. So I did have to tell her to take the day off on Monday, that I had something fun planned for her. Well, it's not me that has something fun planned for her. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited for them to be able to go and do something fun like that. And then Claire actually has no school Monday, Tuesday as well. So I did decide to take Monday off, and I'm hoping that maybe Claire and I can just hang out and do whatever we might want to do. Her end of her trimester, our high school is on trimesters, and the end of the trimester is Friday, tomorrow, with a half day of school. And then because it's so silly how Mount Pleasant School District does this, but because we have so many professors that teach at CMU who have students in our Mount Pleasant School District. So our Mount Pleasant School District spring break is not until the end of March. So they always give them a couple of days off during the CMU spring break. So that way families can do things who have the CMU spring break because of the professors and stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But so Natalie knows I'm off, but I think she thinks that I'm off for her and me and Claire to do something fun, when really it's just Claire and I. So that's going to be a little fun thing. And then during Claire's spring break week, she doesn't get to go away for a day, but she gets her wisdom teeth pulled. So that's what Claire gets to do. Anyway, we have to get it done. And I told her we can't do it over the summer because she's going to be gone a lot with her trip to Europe. So we need to get it done and out of the way. So that is her spring break week. But anyway, so here's that card. And then you can see here, I just colored it in with those beautiful colors. I did, like I said, bring in I think it was the dark petal pink to color those two as well. So let me bring in all of my finished cards here for you so that you can see them here tonight. Again, this is an optional class that I have created for my event for cystic fibrosis. If you are interested in this one, or if you're interested in even seeing the other two that I have got created, one is a masculine card class. I actually might do that one on our Facebook Live next week. And then the other one is a class using the flora, the fancy flora stuff. So those are my classes that I've created. So I hope that you've enjoyed your time with me this evening. I know it's not quite the same as having me live with you all, but this is the next best thing. And I couldn't do it last night. I had a commitment last night as well with the girls. And dance stuff, so I wasn't able. Otherwise, I try to put it on Wednesday, but I just couldn't make it work, you guys. Again, if any of you are interested in placing an online order to receive 3 of these cards already done, and they'll be colored, sent to you, you just simply go to my website at kimsbasementbunch.com. If you have not joined my mailing list yet, please do. There's a pop-up right on my website now. Go me. I'm making small improvements at a time to my blog, so bear with me. But I do have a pop-up up there for you to be able to join my mailing list. That is probably the best way and the most accurate information right now for me is through email and through Facebook. My blog is still a work in progress. I just don't have the time. I will get there, I promise. But I'm just making other things priorities, and I only have so many hours with that full-time job of mine. But if you go to kimsbasementbunch.com, this is the host code. The host code is also visible right there for you. order with the host code by Sunday night at 8 p.m. and 3 of these cards will come in the mail to you, completed for you, already done, with envelopes for you to be able to send them out to your peeps. All right. Thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. And again, those of you that are coming to my event, cannot wait to see you. Safe travels. Know that I respect whatever decision you guys make, but I am going to be proceeding with it. And I look forward to posting pictures of it later for all of you to see. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. And I will be back live with you all next week. Bye-bye.